Hey guys, I know I'm a little late with the whole tier list craze, but I noticed there isn't one for all the Disney parks. So, without further ado, here is my tier list for all 14 Disney parks around the world. So let's start with my most recent visited park, which was Hong Kong Disneyland. I really enjoyed this park. It has the best location setting out of all the parks, with picturesque views of the mountains surrounding it. In terms of rides, it has some classics like Jungle River Cruise and Space Mountain, as well as some originals like the amazing Mystic Manor. It has some good food options around the different areas of the park as well. I'm going to put this one in B tier as it is a one-day park, and with no downtown Disney area, it is lacking a little. But with the new Frozen and Marvel expansions, I'm sure it might be placed higher in the list in the future. Let's move on to one of my favorites, Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. There is a reason why this is the most visited theme park in the world. With amazing fully developed lands, thrilling attractions, wonderful shows, and so much more, it has a lot to offer to guests of all ages. Whenever me and my family visit Walt Disney World, this will always be the park we go to on the first day and the last day of our vacation. I can't put it in any other tier than S. I could go on and on about this park, but let's move on. Sticking with Walt Disney World, Animal Kingdom was once a half-day park, but has now been transformed into a multiple-day park with the addition of Pandora, the World of Avatar. The thing I enjoy most about this park is the Kilimanjaro Safari and the walking animal trails. It really brings this park to life. With the best dark ride, roller coaster, and quick service food options in Walt Disney World, it certainly deserves to be high in the list. I'm going to put it in A tier for now, as I'm not a big fan of Dino Land USA and the changes to the dinosaur ride over the years, but hopefully with some development, this could be bumped up to S tier. Next up, let's take a look at Epcot. I have very fond memories as a kid exploring all the different countries in World Showcase. All the shops and walkthrough attractions displaying all these wonderful cultures really inspired me, and may have something to do with me visiting 8 of the 11 countries that World Showcase has to offer. Returning last year as an adult hasn't changed my opinion whatsoever. During one of their many festivals, I was able to eat around the world, which just reignited my passion for this park all over again. Epcot is let down with its attractions. I do like Spaceship Earth, Soarin', and Living with the Land, but Journey into Imagination, Mission Space, and the new test track leave a lot to be desired. I can't justify putting it in S tier, so we'll just leave it in the A tier. When I made this list, Galaxy's Edge has yet to open in Hollywood Studios, so with that being said, I think currently it is the weakest of the 4 parks due to lack of attractions. I still remember going when it was MGM Studios and it being my favorite park. The backlot tour, great movie ride, and the magic of Disney animation helped to transform me into the movies, and my love of filmmaking grew from this. Unfortunately, the park has now been transformed into something completely different. I do like the new Toy Story Land and hope that when Galaxy's Edge has fully opened, it can return to being the film-loving park it once was. For now, I will be putting Hollywood Studios into C tier. I know some people don't count the water parks in the total number of Disney parks, but as they are fully themed parks with multiple attractions, I'm going to include them. Personally, I prefer Typhoon Lagoon over Blizzard Beach because I enjoy the theming more. Growing up in a colder country, I didn't really experience an outdoor water park until I visited Walt Disney World. I remember visiting the water parks was some of my favorite days during my family vacations. As the water parks lack in the variety of attractions compared to the theme parks, I am going to place them lower in the list. Typhoon Lagoon will go into C and Blizzard Beach into D tier. Now onto my nearest park, Shanghai Disneyland. As the newest of all the Disney parks, it is the cleanest and has the most modern aesthetic. Although it doesn't have a main street, I do like the originality of Mickey Avenue. It has a lot of unique attractions like Tron, Camp Discovery, Challenge Trials, and probably the best dark ride in the world, Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure. I like the large and open style to the park with lots of hidden areas to explore. Also, with Disneytown, it gives a variety of dining options for guests on a budget, helping to keep this as the cheapest one-day Disney experience. I'm gonna put this into A tier as it still needs to add some more attractions to be able to take an S tier spot. Continuing on with some of the parks I haven't visited yet, the parks at Tokyo Disney Resort are held in high regard to anyone who has had the chance to visit them. From the various vloggers and articles that I have read, they all seem to mention the cleanliness, great cast member interactions, and the freshness of the parks in general. Tokyo Disneyland seems like a newer replica of the original Disneyland with all the classic Disney attractions, so I'm going to place it in B tier for lack of originality. But from what I've seen of Tokyo Disney Sea, it's a complete different story. Disney Imagineers created this wonderful and totally unique theme park with some of the best theming ever seen, and I can't wait to visit. I'm putting this in S tier for pure originality. I have some very fond memories of Disneyland Paris. When I was younger, my parents surprised my sister and I 2 days before Christmas that we would be visiting, as it was known then, Euro Disney. So we spent Christmas Day in the park, and what better place could you be on the most magical day of the year? I remember being on Main Street during the fireworks as the snow was falling down around me. It's just a great memory. After visiting the park as an adult, it still holds up to keeping those amazing memories. The park has enough different from California's original Disneyland to make it unique, so I will put it in the A tier. Walt Disney Studios was added in 2002, and although it is the third most visited park in Europe, I feel it is the weakest of all the Disney parks, and I believe at the moment it is only a half-day park. But with its massive expansion over the next few years, this could change. For that reason, I'm going to place it into D tier. Okay, 2 more parks to go. Disneyland. What can I say about the OG Disney park? I can't put it in any other tier than S. It is what started everything off involving Disney parks, and is the reason why so many people can enjoy going to all the different parks around the world. It seems each other park on this list will forever be compared to Walt Disney's original Disneyland. With the addition of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland is showing us that it is always willing to add more to improve guests' enjoyment going into the future. So, the last park I need to talk about is California Adventure, right across from Disneyland. This was added in 2001, and although it opened with some strange attractions and what I think to be a lackluster theme, it has grown into a truly amazing park with some of the best rides that Disney has to offer. I will be putting this into B tier as I think it needs to add 1 or 2 more lands to truly flesh it out into a standalone park. So that's my fully finished tier list for all the Disney parks around the world. Once I finish visiting all the parks, I will remake the list to see if there are any changes. If you would like to make your own Disney park tier list, just visit tiermaker.com and search for Disney parks, or follow the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.